right, we're gonna try this out, see how it goes. This is my first ever ship with me. I have sold several things and need to get them packed up and ready to go. Actually, let me see if I can get some better light. Normally, it doesn't matter what the light looks like over here because I am not trying to show people things. Let's see. But I do have a lamp I think I can turn on that's gonna... Alright, that's better. Let's see. Yeah. Much better. Alright. Welcome! You get to see my hands, my hands, my hands. Alright, we're going to start with our first ship with me. This is a 511 tactical bag. Picked this up at a Goodwill. I think I probably paid $5 or $6 for it. It's sold on eBay. If you've never... I do like to put some packaging between my items and the poly mailers just to protect them a smidge. Not required by any means. Most of the things that I get do not come that way, so it is not a big deal if you don't. Alright, I need to turn my computer on. Let's see if we can see how much this sold for. That would be helpful, huh? Let's see, this sold for $19. And I may have to do some cuts on the video because my shipping supplies are not all right here at hand. So if you are setting up a shipping station, I would 10 out of 10 recommend having everything right in your reach, because that will reduce the number of steps you have to take and save you time in shipping. And this is too small. Love that journey for me. However, because I ship out of my home office, I do not have that luxury. So most of my shipping supplies are in the closet. Let's see, that weighs 8 ounces. We are going to get our label. Let me get my trash can. Okay, that ended up being 8 ounces. I do estimate my weights when I pull everything together. Happy Vlogmas, y'all! I am trying out some new, different kinds of content to see what y'all like. Alright, next thing that's sold, and I am going to put into a box. This is an Atlantis die-cast Leviathan. Atlantis is from 2000, it says on here. I did pay 99 cents for this at the thrift store. And of course, my small bubble is out in the garage, and I don't feel like going to get it right now. So we're going to use bigger bubble, which not my preference. But you know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Paper in there to protect it. And then y'all are going to love the noises that come out of me because, hey, who doesn't love a tape pull? Fortunately for me, I do get a lot of my boxes from family, friends, etc. I'm very fortunate, and I know that. Let's see how much she weighs. 5 ounces. So we're going to do 6 ounces on this little beauty. And while that is printing, I will show you the next thing that's sold. This is a belt buckle. It is a Red Man Chewing Tobacco, America's Best Chew. It is solid brass, made in the USA. It says 1983. I don't think this is the original bag or anything that it came in. However, when I got it off of Whatnot, that is what it came in. So I just left it in that. I am going to put the Red Man in a box. Just first, I don't want it to get damaged. Alright, so Leviathan is going out. I'm going to try to block the address. We'll see. I'm not really all that good at this, y'all. Bear with me. Live and learn. Alright, got that one done. Let's get this box together. Funny thing, this tape is actually really good, but I actually found this at the bins. So this is like tough, Rhino Tough tape. Like I said, I found this at the bins. I found 2 rolls of 6, sometimes back in the spring, I want to say. And it is still going strong. I do have regular tape from American Boat. Why are you doing this to me today? Oh my word. No. Some days I'm good at this. Some days I'm not. You know? Just like Almond Joy. And some days you feel like a nut. And some days you don't. Alright. Put that in there. Doop, doop. We will weigh this. This sold for $11.20. It weighs out at 8 ounces. And we'll go ahead and grab the next thing while that label is printing. Next thing is a pair of bed stew loafers. If you are not familiar with bed stew, you should make yourself familiar. What's going on here? 8 ounces. Make sure your package size is correct. Contains non-hazardous materials. What? Wording mail. Ground advantage. Why can I not buy this? There's something going on with this. I haven't had this issue. Oh, yeah. All right, I think I'm going to have to come back to that one because it does not want to ship for some reason. Great. Love that. Literally haven't had an issue with shipping in forever. All right, this is a pair of bed stew loafers. If you're not familiar, like I said, with bed stew, there is the label. I bought these at a regular Goodwill. They make very nice leather goods. I think I paid $8 or $9 for these. I got an offer for $25 today, which I accepted. I think I had them listed for more. I'm currently running a 20% off sale in my store for kind of post-Thanksgiving, Black Friday, whatever you want to call it, Cyber Monday. I'm going to run it through Cyber Monday. And yes, I ship shoes and poly mailers all the time. I have not ever had one complaint. All right, 14 ounces. So we're going to go back to orders and we'll come back and try to ship that belt buckle again sometime later. Okay. 14 ounces. 4. All right. Next thing. Let's see here. Purchase, please. I'm turtling today. Very, very slow. Okay, next thing. This is a car mat to a Yukon. This is the rear passenger mat. All right, we're back. Apparently my SD card was full. I just got a cha-ching and a cancellation request. I'm wondering if they're for the same thing, so we'll look at that in just a minute. This, as I said, this is a Yukon car mat. I've had this listed probably for a year. I did try to sell these at a yard sale. They did not sell. So I just went ahead and listed them. I have sold one before, but then it was returned, which is delightful. These are very expensive. This is OEM, which is original manufacturer. So hopefully everybody is happy with that. Let's see. 1, 2 pounds. So 2 pounds for that. Get shipping label. Let me go check out this cancellation and see. Yeah, they ordered and then canceled immediately. So cancellation requested. That's fine. I don't care. Cool. Living my best life. Actually, I need to measure this. This is 14, 14, 4. Right, print label. Okay, cool. Print, 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 print. Okay. Right, let's. All right. Next item is a thing I would not buy again, but you know, you live, you learn. This is a hand-painted bag. It is an Emily Ann of Boca Raton. Not sure if you can see that or not. I picked this up at a regular Goodwill. Probably, gosh, it's probably been almost a year at this point, but it is not sold and not sold, so I did mark it down, and it did finally sell. So I did not make a lot of money on this one. However, it still gets the same treatment as all of my other things, and wrapped in paper for protection before I put it in the poly mailer. You'll have to let me know if you enjoy these ship with me's. They are soothing, I guess. I do have different color poly mailers, as I'm sure you've seen. I think I have 4 different colors. 5 actually. I have a small pink one, I think 10 by 12 purple one, 1 pound. I have a peach one. I have this green one, and then I have really large pink ones that I also use. I know I keep different colors so that when I go to grab them out of my closet, I know which one I'm snagging. Okay. So I don't like to have the same color for everything because, like I said, I like to be able to tell what I'm grabbing. All right, next up this is an Eileen Fisher sweater. As you can see, I do store my items in these clear plastic zip bags. I do reuse them. I don't send them off. This helps protect the items from any damage while it's in my inventory. There we go. While it's in my inventory and before it sells. My inventory is in my garage. It is safe in there. But the bags do offer an extra layer of protection. This was, I believe, a wool cashmere blend. It has been listed for a little while, maybe 2 months-ish. Got an offer for $20. I think I paid around $8 for it. So not making a ton of money on it, but going ahead and moving it out. If anybody knows Eileen Fisher, you know that is a very nice brand. It commands really high prices retail, and it is a very nice brand to resell. I don't think I've ever sat on an Eileen Fisher piece that I've bought. They do sell, so I will continue to pick it up, even if it just falls more into that bread and butter category at times. Yeah, it was a merino wool and yak blend sweater. So she was cute. Let's see what else we got here. Looks like the things that left to ship are going to require boxes. So I may have to take a break and go hunt some boxes in my garage. And then I will be right back. I've got to get 3 boxes. One for a book, one for a Fire King casserole dish, and one for a pair of boots. So I'll be back. All right, so I figured out the Emirates, the belt buckle. It is, what row? Oh, I forgot. I've got to print that on regular paper. And I will have to deal with this later. So I am having to use my regular printer. It's mainly just because of the customs declaration that you have to make, but it should be fine. So let's keep getting things ready. Next up is a book. This is a bit of a big box, but I'm okay with it. It's just what I had. As I mentioned earlier, I do have folks that save boxes for me. And so all the boxes you're about to see me use all came from either the neighborhood, friends of the family, my parents, somebody from the church. Like, I am very lucky, right? And I don't take that for granted that I don't have to buy a lot of boxes. I do buy the eBay 8x6x4 is what I usually use my store credits on, is the 8x6x4. I also buy the eBay, I think it's a 10 by 8x6 as well, for bigger items. Honestly, I think I bought 50 of those in my last order, and I haven't used very many of them at all because I've been pretty lucky, like I said, with reusable boxes. And then I also buy 6x4x4s, but those are from, oh, they want this priority. Okie dokie. We will do that priority for them. I don't keep priority packaging anymore. I got rid of most of it, and so I will put priority all over this box though, so that they know that this is a priority package and that you should treat it nicely, Postal Service, because this is priority. Okay, cool. I haven't had anybody like ask for expediting in a long time. 99% of what I ships Ground Advantage. I do ship big and bulky items via FedEx because their prices can't be beat. You just need to make sure that you are as clean as possible on the measurements and the weight on your FedEx stuff. And what I mean by that is if you have an extra inch, I would give yourself an extra inch. If you need another pound, give yourself another pound. Okay, next thing that's sold. This is, I don't even tell you what that last thing was sold was. It was a vintage cookbook. It was a local cookbook that I picked up at an auction. I bought a giant bookshelf full of things, and that was one of them. And it sold, I believe, for $10 or $11. So that was exciting. All right, next up. This is a pair of cowboy boots, as you can see. They are a brand that I'd never heard of. They are called J.B. Dillon. I bought them at a local thrift store, not a Goodwill. We have something called City Thrift here in town, but it's not super close to my house, so I don't go that often. On, I think, one of their half off days I went, and I picked these up, I think, for $7 or $8. I thought were super cute. I thought they would sell faster. They didn't. I think I've had these almost a year. And so I got an offer and I accepted it. And somebody just sent me an offer for $25 on a Dooney and Burke bag that I think I have listed for 50 something. So I'm going to have to counter that because I'm not going to accept that. I do accept a lot of offers, but guys, I hear you're trying to get a deal. And I am your gal a lot of the time, but not on that one. I think I sourced that particular Dooney off of ThredUp, and so I have a little bit more into it than I normally like, and so I'm not planning on losing money on that one, and I think at 25 I would. All right, those fit like a glove. I do ship boots in poly mailer sometimes too, but I'm not going to do that on these. I had a box that looked perfectionate for this, and so that's what I'm gonna do. And if you come at me for using too much tape, I got this tape at the bins, so I did not spend but like maybe 10 cents a roll, because they do not charge by the pound at my bins. They charge by the item. And so it was 2 rolls of 6 put together, and I think they charged me 50 cents. So, don't come at me, bruh. All right, let's get back to orders. Let's see how much she weighs. 3 pounds. Oh, 4 pounds. I was so close. So close. 18, 14. All right. I did have 4 pounds. Hey. This person must be pretty close to me because this is only $8 to ship. Let's see. Where do you live, sir? Kansas. The boats are going to Kansas. How apropos. How apropos. All right, thank you, Blair. I hope you love your boots. All right. If you hear screaming in the background, my children are living their best life. They are, my kids' cousins are in town, and they are playing Fortnite. I think. Either that or something else wackadoo, who knows. But they're living their best lives. That's all that matters. All right, next up is a breakable. So y'all get to see how I package a breakable, and you can be like, whoa, 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 you suck at that? Or you're pretty good. All in all, I don't have that many things break. Have I had things break? Absolutely. Will I have things break in the future? I'm sure. It is just part of the game. Just part of it. All right, I am going to, usually what I do, let me go get my hex paper. I have found that this stuff works pretty well, but is it foolproof? No, it is not. So don't take this as the end-all be-all for how to not break things. But I really like this stuff. Look. Ooh, how satisfying. Ah, yeah. So I'll wrap it in this, and then I'll wrap it in bubble, and then I'll paper it again. This is Fire King. Let's see. Yep. Anchor Hawking Fire King oven proof. This is a 1.5 quart. There is a little bit of wear on it, but by and large in pretty decent condition for its age. I bought this, I didn't realize quite how long ago until I pulled it up. I think it has been listed for well over a year. I have reduced the price on it, I think a couple of times now, and she's finally finding a new home. So I will be back. I need to go get a small bubble because that big bubble is going to cause issues. And what do you know? I have some in here. Let's see. I need to go get my big roll of small bubble out of my garage, but this will work for now. I just got something shipped to me. And so if you're wondering, does she reuse old packaging? I sure as shit do. Oops, excuse my mouth. Sorry, kids. Do you like violence? You want to see me put 9-inch nails for each one of my own eyelids? Do I sound like Eminem? Probably not. I don't think I have. I have zero talent, y'all. I'm living on sarcasm and caffeine most days. All right, so that is lovely. We are going to actually wrap this one in paper. Then the hex. Yeah. And then, yeah, I'm also over here singing Jay and Silent Bob. I didn't know it was this weird. But watch me for any period of time and you're like, man, that kid's weird. You'll have to let me know if you want my nonsensical shipping videos. There's people that are way more put together than me that have been doing this a lot longer than me. Kudos to you. But, you know, that's not me. That sounds boring. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to do this and hope to the newborn 6-pound, 8-ounce baby Jesus that this fits in my box, because now I'm like, you use big bubble wrap, it ain't going to fit. But it might. If it doesn't, that'll suck. So I don't feel like going and searching for another box. I don't want it. Alright, let's see. No whammies? No whammies? It does fit. Is it going to break though? That is the question. I don't like things to be loose. You also do want to leave some room. So, I don't know. Is it too tight? I don't know, guys. We'll see. This took so long to pack that my computer went to sleep. Now, I'm going to take and do a little bit of extra cardboard in here. I do save cardboard pieces for just in case. Alright, do that. Oh, it's got my address on it. Don't look. I'll blur that out. Dang, that is snug as a bug in a rug. Will it make it there, God? I hope so. I don't want to deal with the post office because now, did you know there's fakes of people coming back and saying things broke in transit, and so now the post office requires you to bring your packaging and the broken item. And so I'm gonna have to start asking people to retain the packaging and the broken item so that I can get my money back when they break something and I feel like it was not my fault. There's been like once where I was like, yeah, I probably didn't do the best job, but most of the time I did a pretty good job. All right, wakey wakey eggs and bakey. That was 4 pounds or 5 pounds. Y'all have already forgotten. 4.8 pounds. And it's 11.7. So again, where you live, that you are not having to pay a lot. This is only $8.20 to ship to Oklahoma. So who's it going to? Anissa. Thank you, Anissa from Oklahoma. I appreciate you more than you know. All right. I think that was, nope, that is not it. All right, last thing. I need to find a card. And so, if you've watched any of my What's Solds, I have told y'all that my family has been opening cards. These Topps Chrome cards. And we have been keeping the ones we like and selling the ones we don't. And so that is an Icons card. That is Forky from Toy Story. And I'm going to show you how I ship these. Very, very simply, guys. These can ship in a standard envelope. So if you've never shipped cards, I do sleeve it, put in that, and then I take painter's tape. Now, I have sold cards before. I just don't do it that often. I used to sell Pokemon cards all the time. Do this and push it around the edge really loosely so it's not going to touch the card, and then I push it down, and that's to keep it in the sleeve. And then I'm going to grab a standard envelope. Again, extra steps that if you can make yourself have a shipping station, it'd be great. You didn't have to, but that's just the way I am. Like that. Put a thank you sticker on there so it stays sealed. And then we're going to go down here, get a shipping label. With the standard envelope, it costs 70-something cents to ship. It is super simple. I 10 out of 10 recommend if you are selling cards, and this card was only worth $1. And then they paid 74 cents to ship it, that you get some of these cardboard envelopes. They're not super expensive or anything, and take advantage of the standard shipping. This is going to B. Paul in Atlanta, Georgia. So thank you, B. Paul. I think that's it for right now. If I have another ship before I mail all those out, I will stop and share it with you. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll see you in the next one.